Alright YouTube, Freedom for Kaz here. How you doing out there today? I hope you're doing well. Today is Friday, January 31st. And you know what that means? It's Super Bowl weekend! Let's go! So I've been doing this project for about the last 2-3 weeks now called the HAARP project. And I've had pretty good response to it. I don't do a whole lot of HAARP research, but I'm very aware of what's going on with HAARP. My point is that the last two videos I've made have been based off of basically theory and the hunch that HAARP was going to be used during Super Bowl Sunday leading up to the game. And with this being the last video in the series, I wanted to provide some solid facts as to them using HAARP. Now, I can prove that they're using HAARP beyond a reasonable amount of doubt. Now, like I said, I don't do a whole lot of HAARP research, although I'm very aware of it, and some others have been working with this idea as well, who have better knowledge of HAARP. But I'm going to prove to you that HAARP has been being used to protect East Rutherford, New Jersey from any major storms leading up to and on Super Bowl Sunday. So what I want to start with is facts. This is no longer a theory. This is no longer an idea or a hunch. This is now a fact. The fact number one is this has been the coldest winter in the United States for a very, very, very long time. I also have some photos that I'm going to include that we're going to back up my facts. The first photo I want to add is a photo of Detroit and the location of East Rutherford, New Jersey. Now, what I've said before is basically these two cities are in the snow belt, okay? As far as latitude-wise, they're not too far apart. I drew a straight line westward towards Detroit just to give you an idea as to how far south East Rutherford is, and it's really not that far south of Detroit. So we basically have the same weather pattern, okay? That's fact number one. Fact number two is that January for the state of Michigan has been the 8th coldest winter in recorded history, in weather recorded history. It's been the 8th coldest winter for Michigan. And if you read the story, it goes on to say that if the trend continues, it will be the 5th coldest Michigan winter in weather recorded history, which I find very interesting. That is a fact. Number two, fact. Michigan has broken the all-time record for snow in the month of January. Okay? And we just didn't break it yesterday. No. We broke the record on January 25th, which means there was a whole other week to go. Okay? Now, we've already beaten that record by 2 inches. And there's more snow coming today, January 31st, for the state of Michigan. So we aren't just going to barely break that record. We are going to literally destroy that record. Okay? That's fact number two. Fact number three. The country is experiencing its coldest winter in almost 30 to 40 years. In fact, Atlanta, just the other day, got 3 inches of snow. Well, so-called snow. And a ½ inch of ice were multi-thousands of vehicles were abandoned on the road. That's how bad it was in Atlanta due to the cold, the snow, and the ice. So it's no wonder, it's no surprise, it is a fact that we are having one of the coldest, iciest, snowiest winters in recent recorded history weather-wise. Those are all facts. Now here's my fact that they are using HAARP to protect East Rutherford, New Jersey. And so I want to start with the Detroit forecast. You see, what's so important about the Detroit forecast is the location of East Rutherford, New Jersey. You see, what Chicago gets, Detroit gets. What Detroit gets, New York, Boston, and New Jersey gets. Because they're all in the same plane. Okay? What we get, Cleveland gets, New York City gets, we're all in the same plane. New Jersey. So, let's start with Detroit's forecast. Detroit's forecast for today and tomorrow. Now this is important because weather patterns, like I just said, move from west to east. So this is going to be going towards the Super Bowl. Okay? Starting tonight, there's going to be a snowstorm that hits. It's coming from the west and it's going to the east. Detroit is going to get 3 to 5 inches of snow by Saturday. Okay? It's supposed to start tonight. And then by the end of Saturday, we're supposed to get up to 5 inches of snow. Now that's the forecast for Detroit. Okay? What's the forecast for the suburbs of Detroit? Let's find out. The forecast for Flint, which is approximately maybe an hour, give or take, north of Detroit, 5 to 8 inches of snow. 5 to 8 inches of snow. It's the forecast for Flint. Now, here's another fact. What is the forecast for cities south of Detroit? Let's take a look at Monroe, Michigan, which is south of Detroit. The snowstorm is only going to give them 1 to 3 inches of snow. Okay? That is a fact. But what about East Rutherford? What's going on there? You know, because if we got the Super Bowl coming and we've got these winter storms that are coming across Michigan, you know, Chicago, Detroit, Cleveland, New York, it's going to happen on Sunday. Because if we're getting these storms now, it's gonna be going that way. But what's going to happen? Again, the forecast for East Rutherford, when I first checked the forecast, mid-afternoon on Thursday, the forecasted high for Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday in East Rutherford, New Jersey, was 49 degrees. And I was stunned by that. Absolutely stunned. Because we've got record-breaking winter weather here in Michigan. We've got snow records. We've got cold records. We've got cold records across the entire country this winter. But yet, somehow, East Rutherford, New Jersey is going to be 49 degrees on Sunday. But yet, just a day ago, Atlanta got 3 inches of snow and a half inch of ice. But I didn't stop there. So I saw that and I said, let's do some more research. Let's find out just what is the average temperature for East Rutherford, New Jersey at this time of the year. And you know what it is? It's 38 degrees. 38 degrees is the average temperature for January 30th, 31st, February 1st. It doesn't go up until February 2nd, and it goes up one whopping degree. The average temperature on February 2nd is 39 degrees, and it stays at 39 degrees until the second week of February, which then it only goes up to 40. But getting back to the weather forecast, okay? So I waited some time and I went back to check the forecast again late last night. The forecast had changed for East Rutherford, New Jersey. It actually got warmer. It's now, the forecast is now 50 degrees for Sunday. How is it that this country is experiencing record-setting cold, record-setting snowfall, record-setting icefall? And East Rutherford is going to be 50 degrees. So then I continued doing my research, and just before I made this video, I did one last check. And you know what the high forecast is for East Rutherford now? On Sunday? "52 degrees. That tells you that they are indeed using HAARP. They are indeed using HAARP, which I firmly believe is the reason why Michigan and the Midwest are shattering winter weather records. More snow, more cold. It's the 8th coldest winter on record right now. If things stay the way they are, it's going to finish as the 5th coldest record in winter history. We've got snow in Atlanta. We've got record-breaking temperatures in South and North Carolina, Alabama, and Georgia. But somehow, on Super Bowl Sunday, East Rutherford is going to be 52 degrees with no snow, and it's going to be 52 degrees. And not to mention, there's a blizzard headed that way. They are using HAARP, and here's your proof. For those of you who do HAARP research, I urge you to please pay attention this week, or at least this weekend, from here on out. They are using HAARP, and it's causing havoc and major weather manipulations across the rest of the country.